Live from the Mainstream Cannabis Media Empire, I'm Travis Lippert, CEO of Veedverks Unlimited Limited, better known as Veedverks.
I'm Michael Miller, International Marketing Director for PanaceaLife.com.
We've got Dre Gaines playing in the background. If you check a link in the description, Dre's got a new release that's coming out, and we're trying to get him placed when he does the official release, and so pre-orders count for that. So if you like the music that I've been playing, support Dre Gaines. He's a good guy. He was integral to, I think, to Oklahoma passing State Question 788 with his voter registration drive, and he has supported American medical refugees for a long time. And so he's CannaFam. Please check out his link.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Please do.
We have Aubrey Logan-Holland from, Holland.
Blue Dream.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to, I'm fighting I just
The
now
music?
got the overheads working back on. So, yeah, we have Aubrey Logan-Holland from Blue Dream Industries, LLC on with us today. And thanks for joining us, Aubrey.
Thanks, buddy.
Thank you for having me, gentlemen.
Yeah. So you've got a lot of stuff going on in the cannabis industry, like next level stuff. Like I see your Facebook pictures, and you're seem to be at this advanced level. So where do you see this industry going as a whole in the next, like, say, decade?
I see the industry being a fully global industry, similar to like how tobacco or alcohol is. You look at alcohol, for example, right? The alcohol industry is a direct global financial impact of $200 billion, and the ancillary industries that support it, like distribution, creation of flasks and things like that, all the ancillary sides, they bring in another 200 billion globally. So I see cannabis doing that, because cannabis has so many ways where you can go. Where you have like the application of solvents, you have things like rolling papers, you have so many ancillary, like you have the vaporizer segment is huge. You have global markets. You have places like Uruguay. So I see a very, very expansive global marketplace that is regulated in a proper manner, and is going to be eclipsing, you already see it in certain states like Washington, but it's going to be eclipsing on a global scale the revenues of alcohol and tobacco.
So with that being said, what global markets do you think are going to exceed faster than other markets?
Definitely, I look at the country Chile in South America. Chile is a market prime to really go big. Also Brazil, Colombia. Colombia is already doing some pretty good things. A lot of the Canadian companies have footholds there, and we've seen some big things happen in Colombia already. I think that's going to continue to, just from what I'm hearing, and just from the people I'm communicating with, and just from what I keep getting to come my way through my pipeline. Colombia is going to continue to be a force. In Europe, I definitely look at Germany. Germany is going to be a huge force. France as well. I say about 4 or 5 big markets in Europe are really going to take this thing to the next level. But also down in Oceania, down in Australia, New Zealand, and Tasmania. I think those 3 countries, just from what I've been around and what I've been able to touch myself and access, definitely Australia, New Zealand, and Tasmania, because the entrepreneurs there already, and the clients, the patients there, or the people that want to consume, not even just patients, but also recreational consumers, they're ready there, and they want to capitalize.
Yep. I know some people down there now.
In Tasmania?
No, actually Australia, New Zealand, and Vanuatu. Yep. They're growing marijuana there.
Really?
Yes. And they're doing some CBD research for diabetes there, which is really bad. So, some good things happening down there.
You mean the diabetes problem in Vanuatu is bad?
Yeah.
I thought you were saying CBD was bad for diabetes, and I'm like, I don't know.
No.
I don't know about that.
I wouldn't do that.
So, as a cannabis entrepreneur, what motivates you to keep doing your thing every day, despite all the hurdles that come up in business? Like, oh, by the way, just for a second, U.S. Bank.
We do this.
We're going to talk about U.S. Bank today.
Yeah, that bulb just blew. Yeah. I saw it.
Despite hurdles such as U.S. Bank
coming down on us, our industry again.
Yeah, like I heard they went out of business. Actually, I heard U.S. Bank went out of business, just like TCF Bank. They're not accepting any new applicants for business accounts.
Oh, I thought you said I meant really out of business.
No.
Okay.
No, they're just, if you're in a hemp business or any business that has any sort of self-respect, I wouldn't bank with U.S. Bank if they pull this shit off. So anyway, sorry. That's my hurdle as of this morning. What's
your hurdles?
What are your hurdles and what keeps you going?
Yeah.
Well, I deal a little bit on not a little bit. I deal heavily these days in the investor relations side. So when it comes to pairing investors to companies that are raising capital, there can be, there are people that don't understand the industry, that, they have good amount of capital. They might run a family office or whatever it may have you, or they might have sold some kind of tech startup or whatever it may be. They might have sold a traditional type of business, and then they want to play over in this industry. But a lot of them, they don't understand the economics and they don't understand the scope. It's just when you say cannabis in general, people think four things: Colorado, medical, dispensary, growing operation. But this industry is way more expansive than that. So but then you have the astute investors that really that have people that they're bringing in the fold to teach them and get them to understand, basically to correct their mindset on this industry, so before they go to write a big check. So those are some of the main hurdles on the investor relations side. And just in general, just looking at how people view it, they still vilify the industry heavily, right?
Sure.
It's just like, if we were in the times of when Al Capone and all those guys were still, living their lives and doing their activities, through the times of Prohibition, basically, we have the internet, we have platforms such as this podcast, we have social media, we have all this stuff around us that we can put the message out here and we can continue to fight. We didn't have all these things. So that's part of my why. And I've been a lifelong lover. I'm 35 now. I've been a lover of cannabis since I was 14. So I'm 21 years in. So, I'm like that old song, we're not gonna take it.
Yeah.
We're gonna fight, and it takes some iron-hearted entrepreneurs in this industry to just stand up and just say, hey, you're not going to knock us out the game. And you're going to have the U.S. banks and some of these other big conglomerates that first what they did is they stuck their toe in.
Sure.
They didn't come in full spectrum to be a partner. They just stuck their toe in and said, oh, we're going to play in this CBD thing. And then, then they out of the blue, they say, oh, we're going to pull back. We're going to get out of it. And I just spoke in Indianapolis last weekend at the CBD Expo Midwest. And I was talking to a guy that runs a payment processing company for quote unquote illicit businesses, or, businesses that are out of the realm of normal banking jurisdictions. And he and I had a short conversation about that. And it's just insane to me. But those are things that give me my why. And it's just really understanding that a decade from now, this industry, you see the strides that are happening every day. You see different states and different countries starting to pick up laws and lessen the restrictions. So really seeing that, it really warms my heart. And then also you see stories like what Tilray is doing. They're proving, first it was canopy growth. Now you look at what Tilray is doing. Tilray is proving, like, listen, this market is mature. And then when you saw, mentioning canopy, when you saw Constellation Brands come and invest in them twice.
Yeah. And
then the second time, Merrill Lynch underwrote the deal. Things like that. It's like, okay, God bless the dead, but an uncle of mine, he passed away a few weeks ago.
Sorry about that.
Thank you, gentlemen. Yeah. He was a former construction executive and stuff like that. He saw me doing what I was doing, and I've been an entrepreneur for a while, but really getting into this industry, he looked at it different, and he saw that I was really, I'm hitting the road, I'm going out, I'm speaking at these shows, and this, that, and the third, and he said, I want to look at investing in some of your clients, and I said, okay. And he went as far as to, we had some really deep, conference calls. He brought some of his investment buddies in, some of his golf buddies and stuff like that. And just things like that. A guy who's been, straight nose corporate America, 30, 40 years, then he's looking heavily at this. And he just like, I'm following Tilray and I'm following Helix. He was telling me this, the ticker symbol. And, I influenced, when I was growing up, he influenced a lot of my business decisions and a lot of my mindset early on, but I was able to influence a lot of his investment decisions over the past year.
Right.
So things like that is why I keep going.
I love that.
Yeah.
Let's step back just for a second. What did you do before this industry? What were you doing? I like to see how people applied what they did in their past into this industry. Not everyone does, but a lot of us, like myself, have.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I look at too. I look at the Trip Keepers and those guys of the world. They brought their finance backgrounds and those skill sets into cannabis, and you see why they're at where they're at.
Right.
And so, to give you the synopsis of my background, I started my first business when I was 18. Total Control Entertainment was the business name.
Love it.
That's when I was still living in upstate New York. I'm glad to not be in the cold anymore. Atlanta's been my home for 13 years.
I love Atlanta. I had an office there for 13 years.
I remember you told me.
Yeah.
So I was at that time I was involved in sports and entertainment. Well, sports. I mean, not sports, but entertainment promotions and stuff like that. Moved to Atlanta. Worked for a few logistics companies, and got to understand the logistics business in and out. I had the pleasure of working for Home Depot, a very massive company that everybody probably knows.
Absolutely.
And so then I had an opportunity to become a partner in Juice's Wild Vitamin and Juice Bar here in suburban Atlanta.
Uh-huh.
So, of course, I took it. I became a minority stakeholder. And then from there, with my partner that I owned that business with, he and I and another partner, we sat around and talked one day, and we said it couldn't be that difficult to start our own supplement brand. We need to start doing research to see what the financials would look like and what the distribution side would look like to start our own supplement brand. Because we're selling Garden Life, we're selling all these other people's Now Foods, we're selling all these other people's, all these other brands.
Right.
Let's see what it would take to really put a premier brand out there, and because we knew we saw things that the consumers were asking for and things that were being missed in the marketplace. So, 2012. That's when we did that. 2010 is when I became a partner in Juice's Wild. 2012 is when we started Elite Alchemy, the supplement brand. 2015, we sponsored an internationally televised fight night on Mark Cuban's Access TV network.
Really?
So,
yeah.
Yes. Okay.
I love that.
So thank you. That made me look at business different. I said, okay, wow. Like, we had an office here in Atlanta. We had an office in Sao Paulo, Brazil. And that event got viewed by 90 million people. Wow. We had sales from far away as Moscow, Russia, Toronto. We had sales from Guam. I mean, just internet sales. And then we already had our products in stores in South America and stores here in North America. And we, so it just was like, okay. Then around 2013, 2014, we were at Natural Products Expo West in Anaheim, California. Happened to run into the guys that are the founders of Hemp Meds. So, of course, on the store side of owning our store, we were stocking hemp products, hemp protein, hemp oil, hemp seeds,
sure,
all that kind of stuff. And then to really start to see CBD starting to cross over into natural products, a light bulb went off in my head at the showroom floor. I told my partner, I said, it's time to stack our claims.
Yeah.
And so as fate would have it, a few months after the Legacy event, the fight night, I got into a really bad car accident. And so we were having riffs as partners, but as fate would have it, the way I had our operating agreement set up, all the intellectual property would revert to me if the holding company was to go out of business.
Sure.
So that happened. All the IP of Elite Alchemy reverted to me. And then I said, you know what? During this time of me being hurt, at least let me set some things up for my next, my next phase of business. I said, okay, it's time let me assemble a group and start a cannabis company. And then also let me get my hands in property management. So I set up another company, and I have a property management division and a sports and entertainment management division. So Morgan Property Management is the property management division. We currently control 23.6 acres of land in Kaplan, Louisiana. And through the Richard Simone Sports and Entertainment Management, these are both subsidiaries of Morgan Holdings, LLC, another company that I co-own. And we have a few artists under management. A guy we just got a distribution deal and stuff like that. People are going to they're going to start to hear about him this summer. It's going to be a big summer.
Let us know. We'll help you with that.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it.
We'll brand them. Go ahead.
Okay. And then, so I also had a knack for, guiding people in business. So a buddy of mine said, you got to stop giving people all this advice for free. So I said, okay. And then I set up a solo company where I do business development consulting. And then I started to see the need for a lot of people I was bumping into in cannabis. So I brought some of those business development consulting skills over to Blue Dream Industries.
Sure.
To be able to provide the same. So through my solo company, I deal with companies in all different industries, but I brought those same skills over to be able to guide companies in cannabis. So that's pretty much what I got. I still got supplements, property management, sports entertainment management, business development,
everything.
Okay. Oh yeah, then Blue Dream.
That.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah. So that brings me to where I'm at nowadays. Bring me full circle.
I'm telling you, I love that.
Thank you.
What do you think about? It's been blown up my Facebook feed. CVS is stocking CBD products now, topicals. Like we've been talking to the main thing that pissed me off when I saw that is that we weren't in those products. Like we've been working for that for a ridiculous amount of time now.
Sure.
So what do you think about CVS is saying, no, we're going to put CBD topicals on our shelves?
I think that's amazing because once again, that further validates to the masses that this industry is credible, is viable. And in a lot of ways, there was a deal that I set up recently over the past few months that actually influenced that deal because there's a company that I just led a merger with, and they're a client of mine. I just led a merger with them, and they have been getting places. They were getting POs from Costco, from CVS, from some of the big players, and in a lot of ways, we restructured the company from just being one company. We merged them with another company, and this other company already had like 1 million in POs. So we merged them together because I have a guy that's he's a private equity. He has a private equity background that helped me structure this deal with them. So we sat and we kind of joked about it. We smoked. Well, he doesn't smoke cigars, but he was in Atlanta a few weeks ago, and one of my buddies, that former NFL player and a musician buddy of mine, we're all sitting in a cigar lounge, and we're talking about the things to come after the three of us put this deal together. And so then there you have it. Then this deal comes up. And we kept saying, watch, this is going to lead a bunch of deals, like a follow-on deals like this, and you're going to see all the big guys, the Walgreens, the Dwayne Reeds, the CVS's, they're all going to be wanting to stock these products. But I think it's an amazing thing because every time we have a step forward, whether it's a new company going public, or Merrill Lynch underwriting a deal, or a big box retailer stocking product on their shelves, it's a win-win for the industry.
Sure is.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah, absolutely. And CVS has enough money and they're big enough where, what I've read, the federal government wasn't too happy about it. And they said they don't care. They're going to keep on selling CBD. And I love that. I love that.
It's like the big boy version of what we've been doing.
Yeah.
Is saying that I know what you say, but I know that we're right.
Yeah.
We're just going to keep moving this forward. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I'm excited about it.
Any win like that's fantastic for us. That's for sure. Recently, I wrote this down. Recently, Martha Stewart just partnered with Canopy Growth with their own CBD line, which I guess I already answered it with the other one, but let's get your take on that.
Celebrities coming into the cannabis space, putting their name on a product. What do you think about that?
I love it, especially somebody like Martha. You look at what she did for the shelves of Kmart. You look at what she did with her Martha Stewart Living brand with the towels and all that kind of stuff, and how she was able to enrich herself and just, she created a whole lane. And she did the show with Snoop. So I never knew she was into cannabis at all, but it's great to have her over here because
I love that. It's great to have her over here.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah.
It's great to have her over this lane because once again, it further solidifies our world. And when you see rappers or athletes having their own brand, people look at that one way. But when you have Martha Stewart, they look at it like she can do no harm. I mean, Martha Stewart loves it. We gotta love it.
Yeah.
So I just look at it like that was an ultimate win-win, for Canopy, for the industry as a whole. But I love having her over here in this world.
Yeah, I love that.
Me too. Yeah.
I don't want to say this, but I have to. She's called what? An owl.
She's what?
An owl. You know what I'm talking about, right? Or no?
An owl.
Right? Yeah, forget it. No, there's a series that I love that I watch all the time, and there's a commercial about it right now about, you know what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, since this is a podcast.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter, right? Old white lady.
Oh.
An owl.
An old white lady.
Yeah, when you have someone like Martha Stewart coming over,
we need some more owls. Better. We need some more owls. How about
what's the show?
How about
God, dang, I love
who
that
do you want to? I'd like to turn Laura Bush. I want to turn Laura Bush.
Is she still living?
I want Laura Bush. Yeah,
okay. Laura.
George W.'s wife.
Yeah,
I think Laura Bush would be a good owl to have on our side.
Yeah. Now, what's that show? The real OG? What's his name?
Oh, Tracy Morgan?
Yeah, Tracy Morgan. Look at the clip. Yeah. It's real funny. Yeah. Anyways, yeah.
So welcome Martha Stewart
Yeah.
to the cannabis space.
To our side.
Yes, to
of the
our
lane.
side.
Oh yeah,
Definitely.
our world.
So you've talked about a bunch of big companies, Tilray, Canopy, Constellation, all Canadian companies, I believe. But what do you think about the big publicly traded companies? Also, what do you think about like the lesser, the penny stock, publicly traded, like OTCBB type of companies?
Cannabis companies?
Yeah.
And hemp companies?
Yeah, cannabis. Yeah, sorry
Okay.
if I did. Cannabis and hemp companies.
I love all of it because I look at it like, given the right movement, the guys that are on OTC, they can upgrade to the other markets. But also, I look at it like this too. You have Nestle, you have Porsche, you have Rolls Royce. They all trade on OTC. So the
Do
OTC,
they really?
Oh yeah,
Wow.
yeah, oh yeah.
I didn't know
See,
that.
the thing is, the OTC has had that their name's been vilified for so long,
Sure.
but you have some very credible companies on OTC, and then then the pink sheets transformed a few years ago. Now their holding company name is the OTC Markets Group. So the OTC Markets Group, they've been doing some pretty phenomenal things. I think the OTC QX is the highest grade because there's the QB, QX. There's like 3 different.
Drop that knowledge.
Yeah,
Sorry, he's writing it down.
I am. I used to be a pattern day trader, but not. It was before
Right.
this.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, the
I'm
QB.
sorry.
I think the QX is the highest quality that you could trade on within the over the counter. But there's the OTC QX, QB, and then there's another one. It's like I think it's just straight Q. But there's a lot of credibility. I mean, there's, like I said, Porsche, Nestle,
Wow, I didn't
Rolls
know
Royce. They trade
Did
on
you know
OTC.
that?
But
I had no idea.
I think regardless, it brings validity whenever you
Sure.
can get a company in this space to be recognized and be traded on a platform like that.
Now, do you think they're paying too much money? Like the Tilray deal, the Constellation deal. Would you buy stock in that company right now, or would you let it evolve a little bit more?
I would let it evolve. I would definitely watch it for about another year.
Yeah.
Because me,
You would?
Yeah.
I haven't taken a dip into any of the companies yet because I just want to really make sure that they flourish over the next year.
Right.
Because if I understand, I think Tilray only had 20 million in revenue last year, but they're worth 20 billion.
I know. See, that's
Yeah.
what I don't understand. That's why I would personally right now. I would.
I was a technical trader. I just watched the charts, but there's enough volatility built into those stocks.
Oh
that
well,
I'd
yeah. If
trade.
you want to clip it, yeah,
I
you
wouldn't
could.
buy and hold it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
But that's the stocks are volatile. I mean, you could get a news release of saying, oh, this company, they're going to do X amount this year, and the stock could either go up. And sometimes I've seen stock go down even on good news. So
Yeah.
so would
that's
you
true.
would you take your company public then? Like, do you think?
that's definitely the goal.
Yeah. What
That's
time
definitely the goal, 'cause you-
What time frame do you like? About when
Definitely-
do you think that it's going to be the right time to do that?
About the next year to a year and a half, more so like a year and a half.
Yeah. I think that's Panacea's plan as well.
Really?
Yeah, in about a year and a half. What we could get for right now is day and night. What they can in a year and a half. We're moving into a 43,000 square foot CBD Center of Excellence manufacturing facility, and we're already full. We're looking at the facility next door to that as well. I think thankfully we don't need the growth money to build it.
Yeah.
So when it's right,
You just do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's interesting.
yeah.
That's where the industry is going right now.
Yeah,
what
it is.
I'm waiting to see is really the true repercussions of these big consumer packaged goods companies coming into the mix and just putting
Like
CBD in Colgate. Like, as soon as that happens, or CBD in any of these products that are already ubiquitous wherever you go, I think that's going to happen this year.
Yeah.
Maybe this fall, just from a practical standpoint. But I think we're going to be seeing just everything that you already buy. There's going to be like a CBD version in it. As soon as any of these companies can just source it and get past their own little final misgivings.
Right. Yeah, I think what's overlooked on, as far as, where the market is and where you can make some money and where you can help the industry is the raw goods market. We have companies, we're Fortune 100 companies, cosmetic companies that call us that want to source our raw goods. They don't want us to manufacture their Colgate. They don't want to give up their IPs and everything else. They just want to formulate their own, but right. Use raw goods. Where do you see the raw goods sector going in this industry?
I see the raw goods sector going big time because, you have, Estee Lauder, you've had Coca-Cola, you've had, some huge notable companies,
sure.
Really want to get their hands in this thing. So I see it going big. You already see, BMW and Mercedes, they're using hemp inside their door panels.
Yeah. Yep. It's amazing where this industry is going in all the different products. Mm-hmm. We focus day in and day out on CBD because that's our business almost, or the hemp industry. But we really don't pay as much attention to the hard goods in our industry, what can be made from the fibers.
Yeah. I will next year, or this year. Sorry, it's already this year. I've determined that maybe we could still plant a field of fiber hemp with the crop duster, preferably in Kansas this year, and then we could turn that into some kind of biomass.
Yeah,
you watch. My CFO owns an airplane, dude. It might not be a crop duster, but we're gonna get that shot. We're flying over Kansas.
I love it.
The Patty Zanine's Elkhart hemp project.
Yeah,
I'm emotionally just involved in that now. I want to make some art. And
this is the first time we ever had a moving guest. I love it. A moving guest. It's cooler inside, right?
No. I just need to come and pick up my charger, but I'm going to go right back outside.
Okay. I love it.
So we were complaining about U.S. Bank earlier. Elevon, I believe, are they related to U.S. Bank? Are they a subsidiary?
Yeah. I think so.
So, unfortunately, this is the type of news that, we bank at U.S. Bank, and it looks like we're losing our banking. So, this is a bunch of how to form this in a question. This is bullshit, right?
Exactly.
Oh my God, I'm so sick of this. They can just
yeah. They've got the pressure of the FDIC though. Your banking system. They don't want to lose that insurance. Because they feel that. I think that one of the reasons is they'll get less deposits because it's not guaranteed anymore by the federal government. That's the hammer.
I'm not going down without a fight. I'm printing out the farm bill, and even though it's not within his control at all. If they actually do this, then I'm just going to go talk to our local branch manager, Chip, and say, look, hemp is an agricultural commodity. That's what we deal with. You're banning corn businesses from your... Yeah. I guess they're getting out of the corn business, too. I guess U.S. Bank is officially out of the agricultural commodity business.
You don't know them. You don't know them.
Corn and soybean.
This is where we kind of just go everywhere, but it's all good. I love it.
It's going to be the rest of my days dealing with this.
Right.
They knew what we did. How many times have I gone there to send money to buy cartridges from some foreign country with a money order? They're all up in our business. This is no surprise to them. They're just changing their mind. Oh, we just lost Aubrey. As soon as we get him back, we'll go back to him.
Yeah, you know what? There we go. I was going to say, I think you didn't get your charger fast enough.
Somebody called in or whatever.
Okay. All good.
How dare they?
I should have did it on a computer, but.
Well, we get to view outside. It's nice.
I'm always offended when people call while I'm live because I think, how dare you not just center your life around when I'm live? How dare you not know that I'm doing this right now?
I feel I'm the exact same way about that. It's like, okay, I'm busy. Somebody, has me on their show. Please don't call me right now.
Yeah,
right.
That's not the reality of the world because other people, they want to reach out to you. So
yeah.
So where do you see where's the market right now in Georgia? Cannabis and hemp.
Well, right now in the state of Georgia, for the past few years, we've had low THC CBD oil laws. And it's really disturbing because there's a lot of gray areas in it, just like most markets in the country are. Even this, and so with the low THC CBD oil laws, the thing that really sucks about it, there's no language written in the legislature where you can actually acquire the oil from, right? So that's one of the biggest, like, it's one of the biggest head scratchers, because it's just like, okay, if we have low THC law, because I'm good friends with a doctor here in Atlanta that actually gives people the cards. He can get you a card, but it's like, okay, yeah, I can get you a card, but where are you going to get your medicine from?
Right.
Right. So then there's like two CBD dispensaries that have opened in Atlanta. They're like appointment only or something like that. But recently, I just got called upon to be a part of the low THC committee. So the two House reps that are here in the state of Georgia that are pro cannabis, I'm in direct communication with both of them. I actually have a meeting with them like this coming week. Thank you. And so, I've sat in over the past few weeks. I've been traveling a lot because I've been speaking at different conferences and stuff like that. But I've sat in on one meeting so far, and then they've actually put the first layer of legislation in place to have dispensaries in Georgia, actual medical dispensaries.
Nice.
So, and I'm like, that's a win. There's a lot of people that are advocates that are fighting for the market to really go ahead here, because it's like, okay, we're supposedly in the heart of the Bible Belt, but this is just somebody who's experienced it on both sides, from being a part of the entertainment world here and stuff like that, and then being a part of cannabis, right? Okay, I've been living in Atlanta 13 years. So what trips me out is that, okay, they have certain ordinances where certain metro area cities in the Atlanta area, you're not able to have alcohol on Sundays or whatever. And then same thing with cannabis. Yeah, the same thing with cannabis, right? And it's like, okay, but there are 98 strip clubs in the metro Atlanta area. 7 days out of the week, somebody can dance butt naked in front of you while you consume alcohol inside of a strip club. And then we have some of the most outrageous gun laws here. You can carry a pistol like anywhere. You can carry a pistol inside of a church if you have a concealed pistol, right? You can carry your pistol inside of a church, inside of a grocery store, at the park. Some people can carry it at work, depending on the kind of job they work. But but somebody's not able to smoke recreational marijuana, or we're not able to get medicine if we're dealing with physical issues, which makes no sense to me. So when I got asked to be a part, I said, yeah, I definitely want to be a part of it, because people need access. People need a voice. I have an elevated platform. I got a voice. I'm not only in the industry for profit, I'm also the president of the Georgia chapter of the Cannabis Diversity Council and Alliances, which is based out of Aurora, Colorado, by the way.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah. So I'm in the industry for profit and also for activism.
Yeah.
Right.
So I just look at it. To me, it's like, it makes no sense that you're going to deprive people of having access. But we have, like I said, 98 strip clubs here. Right. We've got all these other different vices, and people can carry guns wherever they want pretty much in this state. But we have people that are they're in a bind just for making a decision of, should we have dispensaries here? Should we have like one of the guys, he was like, well, I don't think people should be able to vaporize it in a pen. And I'm sitting there in the meeting, I'm just shaking my head. I'm like, wow. But I just look at it. I did honestly say in the next year to a year and a half, they're going to have to go full scale, because you look at what's going on in Florida. The state of Georgia, they don't want to lose. They don't want to be behind.
Excuse me.
The state of Florida.
Right.
They don't want to be behind the state of Florida.
Yeah. There's a family in particular that I care about in, I believe, Atlanta, Georgia. Jagger Cott, he has mitochondrial syndrome. He spends days awake. He spends days in agony.
Wow.
He's in the hospital all the time. It's a terrible disease. And his father, Sebastian, or Sibo Cott, is flat top. You're going to run into him down there. But the fact that they can't safely and legally get the medicine that their kid needs to him, it just it's one of my particular little places in the world where I've got somebody that like I'm really tied up in what they've got going on too. But yeah,
it's sad. I think for especially the states that don't have any type of marijuana law, but if there's patients in that state that really can benefit from this,
like my dad.
Yeah.
My dad's
mom before she passed.
My dad's general practitioner turns out testified in front of the Kansas State Legislature against medical marijuana.
Really?
So that's, I mean, that might explain a little bit about why he's taking Gemzar right now.
Yeah.
Losing all his everything.
That's
it's
a shame.
Bullshit. Yeah. It makes me, it's really disgusting when somebody has to suffer because they live in a different state.
Yeah. Well, we definitely hope Georgia comes around.
Yeah.
They really need it.
Yeah. And thank you, Aubrey, for I've seen what you posted on Facebook. You've been out there.
Great advocate of our industry.
Advocating.
Thank you.
It's
thank you.
I love seeing it.
Love to have you on the show for updates. That's for sure.
In person, if you're running
if you're
some
ever
out
here.
of Aurora, I mean, we're not too far from that.
Lakewood.
Okay.
Well, we have a secret location somewhere in the foothills of
Floating
Colorado.
above.
Well,
I have a dirigible. I don't know what you've got.
Yeah, nothing. I'm just along for the ride.
You guys have a bunker perch somewhere?
Well, let's see how we doing on time.
I love that you said blue laws. It used to be funny. On my dad's side, all of our relatives, all but one brother, were from Alabama. And we would go up there all the time during, I'm a lot older than both of you, but we'd go up there for the summer. And we would go to the bootleggers. And one time we were at the bootleggers. I couldn't be, but maybe 14. And they would do it through the window, cops down there, down the alley, sitting and just watching everything. It definitely paid off. They paid them off and everything. But blue laws. We don't see those too often anymore.
I don't think they ought to be called blue laws.
Yeah.
That'd be called.
That's just what they did.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you have any words of wisdom to offer? Let's say,
I'm surprised you didn't ask him for a joke. We had Senator Diane Sabino on a couple weeks ago. It doesn't matter who you are. We have Vicente Fox on this Thursday coming. And
I'm definitely asking him for a joke.
A joke? Do you have a joke? And you know what? The great politician that Diane Savino is, right back, she came back. None I could say on air.
Always have a joke prep.
Yeah. Huh?
What's brown and sticky? A stick. Right?
Okay.
Just always have a joke.
Oh my God. There goes our viewers. No.
That's a great joke. I don't care what you say.
Well, we really appreciate you coming on, Aubrey. I'll be contacting you this afternoon or tomorrow. I want to talk to you about some other things. And thanks for all the knowledge that you gave our listeners and us. And we really hope that Georgia comes around. If there's anything that our show can help you or any individual in Georgia that needs some spotlight on,
definitely.
we love spotlighting issues. So please let us know. Let's keep in contact, okay?
Okay, definitely. Thank you guys for having me.
All right, thanks, Aubrey.
Have a great day, buddy.
Aubrey Logan-Holland from Blue Dream Industries, LLC.
Great show. Great show.
Sir.
Great guest. Thanks so much, buddy. Great.
All right, thank you, fellas.
Yep.
I'll tell you what, Kansas is trying to pass Senate Bill, I think it's 233, which is going to destroy that industry in Kansas. Not the hemp farming necessarily, but anybody who's got a hemp vape cartridge business or lotion business or any sort of thing like that, you better pay attention to Senate Bill.
Why?
Kansas. They're trying. I wish I had the language.
Yeah, come on. Since when do you have the whole freaking bill?
It's really easy. They prohibit it.
What, vaping?
Selling vape cartridges or lotion or any sort of hemp-derived product that could be consumed by a human or animal. It's bullshit. It means that they're going to be sending a bunch of hemp from Kansas to Colorado.
Yeah. Yeah. One thing we didn't ask Aubrey is, about the farm bill. The difference.
Yeah.
As far as, what was his opinion as far as is it good or is it bad? I know what he would say probably, though. It's a good thing. It just, I think there's more questions that need to be answered than we had even before that, though. And then the FDA's coming in and really, I think, putting a cloud over the industry, the CBD part of the industry. And, but we'll get past that.
Yeah. What we won't get past is House Bill 1076.
Yeah.
Which would amend the Colorado Clean Indoor Air Act in a way that would ban incense and scented candles and stuff the way that it was written. But last we heard it was laid over to yesterday. But just crickets. So it was laid over. If you are a representative who doesn't remember this, you laid it over till yesterday. But there have been no online updates, and I'm still very, very curious about that. And then House Bill 1230, the Cannabis Hospitality Act, is 1:30 today. 1:30 today, or 1:30 tomorrow, Wednesday. At the Capitol, it's the third bill up. So, tell me that doesn't surprise you. It's always the
Bill 1234. That's delivery. It's crickets on that too.
1230 and crickets on House Bill 1234, but. We're not done talking about 1076. I have questions about fog machine liquid and CBD infused candles and all sorts of great things. And then, but 1230 is something where they can answer a lot of the questions I think related to 1076. So tomorrow 1:30 is when they start hearing bills, but it's the third bill up. So get there by like 4 and you're going to be fine, because they're going to schedule some big long ass they're going to forced transgender abortion or some bill right in front of it that's going to take
that?
It doesn't exist. But they scheduled these controversial bills right before any cannabis bill, so that all of these people who especially when they're talking about kid related issues, they just fall out. You can't stay there for 8 hours.
Right.
So they did that again. So I guess we'll see you tomorrow, though, at in the afternoon, the State House for the hospitality bill.
And stay tuned to Veedverks and Facebook page, my Facebook page, on updates as far as having Vicente Fox on this Thursday. Yeah. NOCO, yay.
Third time.
So third time's the charm, hopefully.
Third time's the charm, but we believe that we're going to get Vicente Fox on.
Yeah.
Potentially this Thursday. And then as soon as we do that, we're tearing that down. And we're taking all this equipment to NOCO 6, March 29th and 30th at Crown Plaza, Crown
Plaza.
Thank you.
DIA. Where is that exactly?
It's not by DIA.
No, that's what throws me off. Isn't it off 70 somewhere?
Yeah. But it's not by DIA.
No.
It's not, but it's called Crown Plaza DIA.
But
that's not on NOCO. NOCO's.
It's not on NOCO. But people book the hotel and they get in their cab and they're like, "What? Where are we going?" It says DIA. 15 miles away.
Exactly.
It's crazy.
They are not co-located. It is not the building that looks like the mustache.
Yeah. No, it's not. But, so that was fun. Good show. Aubrey brought a lot of great knowledge. And, hopefully we can get, to recap, Vicente Fox back on. The only thing that's really hampering that possibility on Thursday is, having to break down everything and put it over at NOCO.
We'll make it work if it's at all.
Well, I think this is just as important.
Yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely. Vicente Fox, man.
Yeah.
Thursday.
Stay tuned. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Aubrey.